Hello, America, and everywhere else in the world. Ahem. Welcome back to another episode of Corey Has a Podcast. It is I, me, your host, Corey Bartholomew Easley. And now people are going to think that that's my middle name. And you know what? They would think correct. How's everybody doing? How is your day going so far? If you're listening to this in the middle of your week, I hope it's a good week. Times are changing. The heat wave is over, everybody. It's time to wipe the sweat off of your taint. You don't leave sweat on your taint. You got to wipe it off, all right? Because it's gross. A breeze doesn't get down there as often as you would like it to. And you're going to take one foot and put it in front of the other foot, and you're going to walk out the door and be like, oh, no, not I. I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. Ah, man, people are fascinating to me. We need entertainment. We need shit to like help us get through the days because there's so many things that we could get in our heads about and we can let stress just run our lives. It's nice to be able to step out and do something fun and be distracted from this crazy world, as my boy Philly Mark, King of the Philly Dub, and it's cousin Cody on Listen Up and Fucking Listen podcast, which is one of my favorite podcasts. They talk about distracting yous from this crazy ass world, right? So check them out. But I'm also one of those people, right? I make you think about things that you didn't think about. How come crayons don't taste as good as they smell? It's not crayons, it's Play-Doh. Play-Doh doesn't taste as good as it smells. Have you tried it? Of course you have. You smell the Play-Doh, it's enticing. So you lick it. You're like, this doesn't really taste like anything. Let me double down. You take a big, gigantic, huge bite out of it. Leaves your teeth marks in it. Gets in between your teeth. Then you go to the dentist before the Play-Doh gets too hard and they got to remove every tooth in your fucking mouth. But then they can give you a whole new set of gigantic, pearly white veneers. You could look like Steve-O, the entertainer. One of the greatest entertainers of all time. Fucking fight me on that one. I swear to God, I'm not fucking around, he said before he set himself on fire and jumped off the building for Instagram. He went live before he did it, everybody. Anyway, I went to see Chris Rock. Dave Chappelle showed up. Kevin Hart did comedy. It was awesome. I don't want to give anything away because out of respect for the game, but it was great. Was the name Will Smith brought up? Of course it was, but you got to check it out to believe it, to see it for yourself. A thing that I've been thinking about, and I saw this in a report, so this is not me giving anything away, was something that was a highlight of the show, and Chris Rock says he's not a victim, right? That's in reference to the Will Smith stuff. Again, this was in a news report that came out this week. I'm not giving away anything from the fucking show. And I'm not going to talk about what he said, but I am going to say that attitude is where it's at. I'm not a victim. How many people do you know just choose to walk around being a fucking victim all the time? We all have things that we have to deal with every day that we don't want to. It's called being a human being, right? You know, you got responsibilities. You have places to be. I think a thing that really blows my mind is grown-ass adults who it's their birthday. And I love birthdays, don't get me wrong. Who it's their birthday and they like decide that they don't have responsibilities now. Like, yo, you're fucking 35. Who gives a shit about it? It's your birthday. I hope you have a nice time, but like, you still have to work. The fuck is wrong with you? right? I don't know. That's just me. But I also could be, it could be just me coming from years of just thinking, fuck it, you got to work hard. Nobody's going to hand it to you. You got to take it. Jack Nicholson voice in The Departed. He was dropping N-bombs hard. But it wasn't with the hard R. Possibly because the character is from Boston, right? Do they have hard R's in Boston? No, they don't. They do not. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, the whole victim mentality is just... it allows you to be easily defeated. You know, somebody who things aren't going your way and you kind of just decide, all right, well, this isn't going my way, so nothing else is going to go my way, so what's the fucking point, right? That's a horrible attitude to have. I hate that attitude, and I hate being around people with that attitude. You got to learn how to pivot. Shit has to be able to happen. I remember, hold on a second, my fucking nose is being a bitch right now. I just came in from a run. I think it's all the, I don't know, all the pollen. Is there pollen in the summertime? Hold on. God, I really apologize for that. That's gross. I could edit that out, but I want you to know that I wasn't kidding. So there it is. You can take it out in post. That's the cool thing about TV. Anyway, what was I saying? Victim. Yeah, you got to learn how to pivot. I used to work for a dude who I couldn't stand working for this fucking guy. Because you ever work for a boss that creates an environment where the lines are blurred between that person trying to be your friend and being your boss? The best advice I could give, because when you're in your 20s, it's way easier to get taken advantage of in this situation. The person pretends they're your friend. They invite you to their house. They invite you to like social outings and shit. And you're hanging out with them. And then you get to work and all of a sudden they're like, I'm your boss. And they're acting like your boss. And they're being harder on you than they can be on anybody else because they feel like you have a personal relationship. Having a personal relationship with the person that is in like your direct superior at your place of work is a terrible idea. Don't fucking do it. When you have a direct superior, you remain professional. You do what is expected of you at work. You can go above and beyond even. That's awesome. But that person is not your fucking friend. And that's a fact. And you need to learn that shit by getting burned. That's just how it happens. But so I had a boss like that years ago. And obviously that's how I learned my lesson. I'm a motherfucking professional. All right? All the way through. I'm a professional. I treat everyone with respect. I demand respect in return. I refuse to be spoken to in any kind of way. And that's just me, you know. I respect you, you respect me. That's how we do it, right? But the one thing I learned from this old boss, I hope you're doing well. I hated working for you if you listen to my podcast, but I don't think you're a bad person. I'm just being honest. You never know who's listening, right? I could run into this motherfucker on the street. Hey, were you talking about me? Does it seem like I was talking about you? Yeah, well, kinda. Well, then I fucking was, okay? Jesus Christ. What? Now what? What are we going to do now? Are you going to fire me? Or are you going to just tell me how you didn't like it? Because I'm going to save you. I'm going to save you. Save your breath. Because I don't give a fuck. All right? That's in the past. Now, one thing I did learn from this boss was anytime something went wrong, this motherfucker was like, well, guess I'm going to do this now. Like his pivot game was just crazy. It was really admirable. See, it's not all bad. The pivot game was so crazy that I would just be like, yo, that is a skill that I wish I could develop. Not everything is a catastrophe. You know what happens during catastrophes? Fucking buildings crumble to the ground and people die. That's a catastrophe. You know, missing something or accidentally not timing something or miscalculating something or losing something. These are things that can be resolved, right? They're a pain in the ass. But if you just your spirit is so brittle that you get defeated by little setbacks all the time, then you're never going to fucking progress. There's no progress. I was getting my fucking haircut yesterday by my barber. Shout out to Javier. Shout out to Knockout Barbershop on Castle Hill Ave in the Bronx. That's my dude. Been cutting my hair for years. I don't even say shit. I just sit in the chair. He just starts cutting. I don't know what the fuck he's going to do. He's just going to make me look handsome. You know what I mean? Give me the handsome. That's what I want. He was like, he told me this FDR quote that I didn't know. He said, a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. And I said, whew, now that is a bar. Now that's what I call music. That's a bar. Fucking a smooth sea never made a skilled sailor. One more time for the people in the back. I love that shit because it's so true. And it is very easy when things are fine to be like, and when this problem comes up, I'm going to be able to handle it. And when the problem comes up, you're handling more than the problem. You're also dealing with your emotions, managing your emotions, managing your willpower. I went for this run earlier today. I ran. Before I left, I was like, I'm a little tired because obviously it's the morning, just getting up. For the last couple of weeks, I've been just trying to get in 7 miles throughout the week, just 7 miles. A mile a day, however you want, right? You could do 3 today, 1 tomorrow, 2, like whatever it is to get you to 7 between Sunday to Sunday. And I had 3 miles to go. And I ran almost 3.5. But when I got out there, that wasn't in the cards. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna run a mile. This week got a little crazy, got away from me. I'm gonna charge it to the game. I got out there, paced myself, started looking around, seeing other runners, feeding off the energy, feeling the fucking, you know how easy it would be to just stop running and just walk? You know how easy it would be to just not leave the apartment at all? No, fuck it. I said I was going to do this and I do it. You know what I mean? When we sit around and we say, yo, when this problem comes up, I'm going to be able to handle it. Let's remember that. You know what I mean? All this like, oh, well, I don't know what I'm going to do now. Yo, get upset for a couple of minutes and then turn it on. Flip the switch. Like, fuck it, I'm ready to go. But I tell you what, that's a thing that I did learn from watching this guy. You know, and I worked for this dude. And there was a lot of things I did not like. But I did learn a lot. And that's the thing too, right? Like sometimes you're in a situation that's tough and it sucks. But there is something you can always take away from it. You can always walk away with something valuable if you choose to see it. You know? And if something's just really toxic, you just need to get the fuck up and go. Like, you need to abort mission. Abort. Whatever state you're in, if it's all right. Abort! That shit's crazy too. Anyway, yeah, man, Chris Rock was great. Dave Chappelle was a surprise. He was incredible. I feel like he doesn't even have to, I feel like he might have a joke or two, and then he just has a lot to say. He's just reached that point where it's like, oh, I'm just going to talk about a few things. And you love it because it's Dave Chappelle. Been fucking watching Dave Chappelle forever. But, yeah. So, if you get a chance, check out Chris Rock on tour. Kevin Hart, I was talking to somebody the other day. I love Kevin Hart. I love him. I love him as a personality. I love him in movies. I didn't always like his stand-up as much as some of my friends did. But this one was fucking hilarious, too. I mean, they all killed. It was the best comedy show I've ever been to. And I've seen Bill Burr, and he's my fucking favorite comedian. And so now that I've seen Chappelle and Bill Burr and Kevin Hart and Chris Rock, I feel like, the only people that I wish I could have seen is Bernie Mac, who will forever be one of the greatest of all time. I wish I could have seen Eddie Murphy. And I wish I could have seen Martin Lawrence. Give that man his fucking flowers. That's what they were saying on Heart to Heart. I totally agree with that. I think Martin Lawrence is one of the funniest motherfuckers without trying. There's a lot of people that are funny. You know funny people. It's easy to be funny with your friends and be around that familiarity and, you know, say whatever you want. It's not easy to get on stage and, you know, present an idea that works in front of an audience the way it worked in your head. So this shit really takes a skill, and you know, these people need to be allowed to have their space and do it, right? Like, to have people come in and be like, you can't joke about this and you can't talk about this. It's like, there's a big difference between talking shit. I talk about this a lot. There's a difference between talking shit and making fun. Making fun is exactly what it is. Yeah, I'm making fun of this thing. I'm making fun of it. Making fun can, like, you know, step over a certain line and get bad. But making fun versus talking shit, those are two different things, at least in my opinion. I think we need to, like, understand that there's motherfuckers out there that are really coming from a hateful place. And then there's motherfuckers that are just trying to make you laugh. Yeah, it's at certain people's expense. But, hey, have you ever been to a family dinner where everybody's busting each other's balls? No? Well, then your family sucks. The holidays are coming up again, aren't they? Faster than you think. But, guys, listen. I'm going to cut this one short because I got to get the fuck out of here because I got shit to do today, baby. I'm such a good friend. I'm helping a friend move again. I don't know how I got roped into this. This is what happens when you are fit and in shape and you're working out all the time. I'm telling you right now, this is one of the drawbacks. People are going to be like, hey, could you help me pick things up and put them down? That's what happens. That's exactly what the fuck happens. Tell me I'm wrong. Guys, take care of yourselves. Take care of the people you love. Stop playing victim. If you catch yourself playing a victim, I don't know, get a friend, accountability buddy to slap the shit out of you, slap the taste out of your mouth anytime you start acting like a victim. All right? That's a good friend. Take care of yourselves. I'll see you motherfuckers next week. Peace.